You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans. Make sure you subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and push the like button for me.
Or else you'll be Hakai.
Not Beerus.
You know how this works. Make sure you enable all notifications on the channel and watch the entire video all the way through.
And don't forget to follow UnrealEntGaming on both Instagram and Twitter.
That's enough. On with the video.
So with Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 90 now looming over the horizon, scheduled to be released on February 20th, right now we have new information, spoilers, updates, and a first look as to what is to be expected going into this manga chapter involving Dr. Hedo, Trunks, and Goten, which only now continues to further the prequel story to Dragon Ball Super Superhero, with Dr. Hedo now having to be pursuing Goten and Trunks, to which as we all wait and wonder in seeing what comes next, the million-dollar question now going forward is, will this upcoming chapter be the defining moment in which leads to Dr. Hedo's arrest, or are we going to see Dr. Hedo further explore Blue Hole High School before having to pursue Goten and Trunks? As a quick little reminder before we dive deeper into this video, if you just so happen to be new to this channel and want to be kept up to date with everything in regards to both the Dragon Ball Super manga and any and all things involving the Dragon Ball IP, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, so that way you can always be up to date and notified as to whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel. On top of supporting this channel by giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below if you guys simply cannot wait and are excited to see what's about to unfold as Dragon Ball Super continues, because courtesy of the official Dragon Ball News website and Herms98 on Twitter for the translations, the following Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 90 spoilers and information goes as follows. Now, as of course you guys can see here on your screen, it looks as though this manga chapter is going to be opening up with Policeman Krillin having to be shown scouring the city, and while on duty he just so happens to look on down and noticing how there's an eyeball on the ground. He then also happens to notice how there are people that are seemingly screaming and running out of this convenience store. So people don't just happen to run out of convenience stores screaming as you find random eyeballs on the ground. So what Krillin ends up doing is Krillin goes on to investigate to find out what exactly is going on inside, to which as he happens to enter the convenience store, coincidentally enough, Krillin from that point then happens to stumble across Dr. Hedo's zombies, to where in hindsight, if you guys end up going back to the beginning portions of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie, you will notice a small scene that just so happens to involve these zombies inside of this convenience store that were running amok, and the irony behind this is that these zombies are those exact individuals. So let's not forget that Krillin was reporting that there were zombies that were roaming around in the city, and very unusual things that just so have happened to have taken place, especially after having to encounter Goten and Trunks on Butterfly Mountain. So upon being shown entering the store, Krillin goes on to wave his badge and he wants to arrest Dr. Hedo's zombies here. So it's very intriguing from that point just to see Krillin draw a weapon out just to kind of get these zombies to leave the store, as he wanted to take them down to the station to kind of ask them about their boss and kind of get more information as to who they're working for, where they come from. But seconds later, Krillin ends up getting distracted as he notices Mai inside of the store. So this in and of itself almost resulted in Krillin having to lose the zombies until he drew his weapon to keep them in place. So meanwhile, when then going back to Goten and Trunks, specifically with Goten as he was shown having to use and fly on the flying Nimbus, if anything else, while everything else seems to be boring, this I think is a really cool callback dating all the way back to the original Dragon Ball. So he just so happens to be shown minding his business, he's flying into town, and 40 minutes later, while arriving in town, he ends up jumping on this bus to where he makes conversation with a few people, and while he's shown riding with his classmates, one of his classmates actually asks why he never sees Goten outside of school, and Goten kind of tries to cover up by claiming that he doesn't go out much and that he's more of an indoor person, but another classmate wants his help in getting Trunks to ask her out on a dance, which is pretty interesting because Trunks obviously doesn't seem to have any kind of interest in this girl, as he's only interested in Mai. So coincidentally, as they're beginning to talk about this, all of a sudden the entire bus begins to shake, as from out of nowhere now in front of the bus, a much larger individual now ends up showing up, as once again, just as we've seen go down during the events of Dragon Ball Super Manga chapter number 89, we are now introduced to what appears to be another android that goes by the name of Beta 7. So upon being shown having to enter the bus is when Beta 7 actually ends up calling out Goten, since he now knows and also goes on to point out that Goten is a Saiyaman. So you can see the look on Goten's face that he really didn't want any of his classmates to kind of overhear Beta 7 saying this, because again, they're trying to keep their identities kind of concealed. They don't want to tell anybody as to what they're doing, what they're up to. So thus far now, it seemingly looks as though this is going to be centered more around Goten, as the last chapter was seemingly more about Trunks, to where, just in case some of you guys are wondering, no, there is no additional information on Goku, Vegeta, or even having anything be involved to where they go out and get Broly from planet Vampa and bringing him on over to Beerus's planet, which is a little unfortunate since that is another big part of the superhero story, but hopefully we actually end up seeing more of that in this manga chapter rather than having everything be centered around a bunch of beta androids, you know what I mean? To which, even then, by the end of all of this, what I would like to know from you guys down in the comment section below are two things, with that being number one, how do you all personally feel about the rough draft images and spoilers given for this upcoming manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter 90, and question number two, how do you guys personally feel about this arc thus far as the story continues to unfold? Because we understand that Toyotaro's main priority is to tell that story prior to the actual movie happening, but there have been so many fans out there clamoring, including myself, in wanting to see what actually takes place after the defeat of Cell Max from the movie, and we know that the main priority for both Goku and Vegeta is to train in defeating Black Frieza, but even then, despite all of this, what has Frieza been up to after having to leave the time chamber and becoming stronger himself? So hopefully all of this and more will be answered as time goes on. So again, do remember that we are going to be covering the entirety of this manga chapter in English once it is released on February 20th, so you guys do not want to miss out on everything that's about to transpire in this upcoming manga chapter. So again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so very much for your time, to where, once again, if you just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you guys to smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and with that being said, thank you all once more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming? Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch. Roshi. Silent Cell. Me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch. Roshi, the fuck? God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell. And we're demonetized. Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video. Cut.